Hi there, Colin with American Plant, and today we are going to be talking about watering your plants while we are going on vacation, which hopefully for most of us is coming up soon. I'm going to start with indoor plants. In particular, if we're going on a long weekend or just 3 or 4 days, usually most indoor plants are going to be just fine. When you start to get up to a week or a little bit longer, that is when sometimes you're going to need to pay a little bit more attention to the watering needs of your plants. In particular, if you have plants that you water more than once or twice a week, that's when they're going to need to be really well watered going into the trip. If you don't have anyone that can come by, then we have a couple things to help you. This is called a plant nanny. These are great little tools, a little terracotta spike, and then you put a glass bottle in filled with water. That's going to slowly water the plant while you're on vacation. To make it a little easier, you come home, it's going to be just fine when you get back. The other option is if it is a sun-loving plant in the home, water it really well going into the week. Move it to a cooler, shadier spot in the house. Hopefully that's going to coax it along through that week. Shouldn't really do too much to the plant since you're going to be gone 7 or maybe 10 days and you should be all right. All right, now moving on to outdoor containerized plants. Again, same rule of thumb. If you're going away for a few days and the containers are established, you should be okay. Just make sure they are well watered before you leave town. Again, when you get into that 1 week or longer period and you don't have anyone that can come by and check on the plants for you, same rule of thumb, water them very, very well. If you have some plants in containers in sunny locations, you want to consider moving those to shady spots. Again, if it's really dry, that's going to help coax them along. They may go out of bud and bloom a little bit for you, but what's going to be more important when you get back from vacation, they are still going to be alive, which is great. In particular, hanging baskets are really easy to move around. So again, same rule of thumb, if you have a hanging basket in a sunny location, water it really, really well. Put it in a shady spot in your yard. It's going to coax it along while you're gone. You also may want to consider taking some of these baskets inside while you're gone. Before you do that, you would want to use an all-purpose spray to help remove any insects that might be on there, as they're pretty common outside before you bring them in the home. But when you do that, again, you might lose some bud and bloom, but it's going to keep it protected while you're gone, and then hopefully going to be all right to put back outside and you're going to be good to go. As always, if for some reason you have a plant or two fail while you're on vacation, we're very, very lucky that we have great local growers and we always have nice inventory even in the middle of summer.
Action.
All right, and moving along with vacation watering tips to your trees and shrubs out in the landscape. Newly planted trees and shrubs this year, as a general rule of thumb, want 1 to 2 inches of natural rainfall a week to continue to get established. So when we don't have that, especially when we get into the heat of the summer, it's really important to make sure that they are well watered. Again, going out of town for a weekend, probably going to be okay to make sure that they're well watered. They should be okay upon your return. But anything more than 7 days is when you're going to want to start to pay a little bit more attention to some of their needs as we get into some of those longer vacations. All right, soaker hoses are great tools to make sure that we soak the soil around the site of your trees and shrubs. A big thing to remember is you want to start with at least a 30-minute run on these. Go back to the site, dig down into the soil a bit, and see how much the water has penetrated into the soil. It's a good rule to start, again, with that 30 minutes, and then increase in 15-minute increments. Come back, check the site, see how well it's gotten soaked. That way you get familiar with how long you need to run it for any trees or shrubs you might have. These are great to use in conjunction with timers. All right, so what's great about timers is they have a lot of functionality, and you get to control when and how much everything is going to get watered on that specific timer. You want to make sure you purchase these well before you go on vacation. You don't want to buy one of these the day before and try and figure it out. You might run the risk of not watering enough or actually watering too much. So get one of these earlier in the season. Get used to your watering schedule. Again, how much the site needs water, how long to run it. Remember the 30-minute rule, starting with that and then increasing by 15-minute increments as you go along. Come back, check the site, and see how well watered it is. All right, another popular option are the tree gators. These are great. They go around the base of a tree, fill it up with water, and over the course of usually 5 to 10 days, they slowly release that water down into the soil. A great option if you're going out of town for over a week.